So what we really need to do is to start to dismantle the security apparatuses which have been created in our country. And the way in which we go about dismantling is certainly through peaceful civil disobedience, peaceful protest towards the government. The Americans, and what has not been reported in our media, was the pots and pans revolution in Iceland, where the people basically, because certainly their political leaders and their corporate leaders had sold out their country to these large banking interests, what happened was the people rose up. The people basically, through peaceful civil disobedience and peaceful resistance, they had their prime minister charged and arrested. They threw the corrupt forces out of power and took over the government. The only thing is that whether or not they will be able to move towards a higher state or whether they might repeat the same mistakes in the future becomes a question. And that's where what we really need to do is to have a very specific mission. The mission being, and I borrowed the mission from the Abbé Pierre, first, help the self and then learn to help others. And if we have that as the central mission of the government, and we start to use the scientific method, and we get rid of the lawyers which are in Congress, and we get rid of the concept that only lawyers should be governing our country, and we start to use the scientific method to measure policy in relation to that mission, and to adjust policy in relation to that mission, and we look at the concepts of systemic variance and how to reduce systemic variance, we could very easily bring our country to such a level of growth and to such a level of development that we would essentially restore our country as a beacon of light for the world, and we would take down this dark cloud which has fallen over the West.